Season 2 of the Pat and JT podcast.
Oh man, I'm here at last. The first time, always gonna be the best. Come on!
Exclusively on the Hurrdat Media Network.
It's Friday already. Our Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter live every Friday, supported by Centris. We love Centris. And
Yes,
we love
we
you guys
do.
for watching us. If you're not watching us, then at least downloading our podcast. Thanks for listening.
We do appreciate that. John Carroll back on with us every Friday. And you know what, John, I'm going to bring this up first before we get things rolling. Is somebody had mentioned to me she was not familiar with us from before, and she's just basically discovered us now.
The
And so-
before times.
the before times. And yeah, right. Anyway, and so she was like, and I went to lunch with her this last week, and she said, "So what is the deal with John Carroll? What?" And she's like,
People have been saying that like forever.
I know.
and I was like,
what is it? What is the
and she
deal?
says, she's like, "I know you guys are all friends," she says, "but I don't, you know, because I don't know who he is. I don't know what the deal is." And she's not from here. She moved back. She's from here, Nebraska, but she just
Mhm.
moved back to this area, and she had been in California for a number of years. And so I was like, I gave her the short story, but for the sake of those that are watching,
Volume 1.
volume 1, basically, it was the Cliff's Notes.
Right.
It was. So I didn't get the
Oh.
detail. Each week you get more detail. But
That's right.
we met
That's-
in 2002, and you had
Yes.
just gotten done with Survivor Marquesas, and we
Yeah.
found out about
Yes.
some local dude that was on Survivor, this new TV show,
That's right.
and that's
Yeah.
how we reached out to you to see if you wanted to come join us on our radio show, which had just started,
That's right.
and that you joined us, and then you couldn't really tell us too much because the show was getting ready to, it was airing.
Right.
But that's how the whole thing started, and then it just, we kept having you come back, and
I wouldn't leave.
well, okay, so I'm going to be there Friday at 8, right? You know, it's like, okay, yes, okay,
Right,
we'll,
yeah.
we'll make room.
No, we,
So
just,
we-
we just wanted you one time, just come in and say hi and then go away.
Right? Nope, that wasn't going to happen. And so
20 years later.
right? Isn't that crazy? And then it evolved into the John Carroll Experience.
Mhm.
And then we all got to be really good friends. I got to be really good friends with your dad. Your dad
Yep.
taught me how to play golf.
Yeah.
And there was just the synchronicities and the circles and
Yeah.
all that stuff. I mean, it just kept overlapping over and over again. And you, after that, then you went to law school, and then you opened your law firm, and then lo and behold, when things changed, we came knocking on your door, and you know,
Right.
and you had room for us, and we were able to get things rolling again with our company and start producing podcasts, and it's just never ending.
like this, like it,
Mhm.
like the DNA thing. It
Yeah.
just kind of weaves in and out. Who would have ever thought, like all those years ago, when we were just doing those funny bits and just telling funny stories, like how life would get like real, like so many ways, right? I mean,
Right.
there's so many things behind the scenes that all of us have,
Yeah.
engaged with each other, and
It's crazy. The
but
poker
that's what
parties.
friendship is. It's like we have 20 years, but it's a unique friendship. It's tied around the show, but it's also off show. But we live our own separate lives. But like every time we're together, it's like we haven't seen. It could have been months. For a long time, it was. I was busy. You were busy. Months and months and months would go by. But then we get back together again, and
Yeah.
it was like instant. Like it never feels like that much time has gone by. It's so weird.
I found
Mhm.
a picture. I found a picture of you from Survivor. That's what I was kind of digging for. I want to see if I can grab this. I don't know if I can show. Let's see if I can grab this and share.
Okay.
You were a little shredded there.
Oh yeah,
Whoa.
there
You
I
were
am.
cut up. Yeah, you had some abs there, John. If you're
There's the
not watching
abs.
this, you got to go to our Facebook or YouTube channel. You can see the picture. Yeah.
Look
Baby.
at him. Mhm. Just a mere 20 years ago.
Yes, just God, 20. It's so funny that you say that. I was just yesterday. I don't know. So a lot of things are, for whatever reason, this 20-year mark. So Survivor, our friendship, Chad and I's 20th will be in September.
Oh my God.
So-
Okay, no, wait. How many years was it before we met Chad?
Well, you heard about like Chad. It was almost like Phyllis Diller's Fang.
He was
Like,
he was Snuffleupagus
Yeah. We're
Or
like, there's
like-
no
or
chat.
Fang.
George Glass. or George Glass from Jan Brady. George. Oh yes, I have a boyfriend. His name is George. George Glass. Chad. His name is Chad. Boyfriend Chad. Yeah, years and years and years. Like,
It was.
yeah, it was.
And you were your
was
best
funny.
friends. We're all buddies, and we
Yeah.
never saw him.
Mhm.
But we finally
No,
did.
like finally got to meet him, and then of course
Yeah.
I always tell everybody, you'll like me, but you'll love Chad. It's just the way that it works. I'm like, yeah.
Mhm.
But,
But
hey, I
you're right. I
noticed
mean,
your fingernails match your decor behind you. Your periwinkle there.
ah,
Like you are like a Pantone dream right now.
That's the
and this
title for today's episode.
Hey,
Too.
that'd be your drag queen name, Pantone Dream.
Pantone dream.
wait, what? Hold on. Oh, wait, hold on. Okay, first to explain. Yes,
Yeah.
this is periwinkle. This is like my favorite color. It always has been my favorite color. Nobody ever
gorgeous. I
knew what
love
it
it.
was. And it became it was the color of the year for 2022, Pantone. It's the color. It is the color of the year.
Hand to God, I did not even know that. Did
It
not
is.
even know that.
Mm-hmm.
See,
And so
No,
when
that's
that
color.
right, and so
Yeah.
when that
What a
hit,
Pantone.
and I was like talking to Liz, as the girl that does my nails, and I was talking to her. I'm like, do you have a color like this? And I had the, because it was the ad of Pantone saying this is the color of the year, and she goes 126, and lo and behold, boom. And so that's the only color I've been wearing all year. Now I will say the next time I get my nails done, it's going to be, I can't remember what it's called, iced donuts. I'll show you
Oh.
later. But it's first time I tried a different color all year. But anyway, this is my color.
Will
So
they taste like Krispy Kreme?
right, exactly. So this doesn't surprise me that
Right.
this matches it, because this is unintentionally, this
Right.
is favorite colors back here. And
Yeah.
throughout my house, I
For a
noticed I
very
also
long
have
time.
a very long time. And then the salmon is another color that I really like, but I never really
Like from
noticed
the
that.
80s.
Like this is from seriously. And
You
it's
just
also
waited long enough for the 20-year cycle to go around, and
dude,
it's like,
it all comes back
bam!
around. I'm not ashamed. And I'm going to say the other thing too is because it's very Southwestern, and that was the other thing that I really like about it.
That's why you didn't have
Right.
people or dates for 25 years, because you didn't want anybody to see it was out of style. Now let's bring them on in. Come on in, boys.
That's it.
Now I'm rocking.
Let's
And
go.
the other one
She's
though,
on
the
all
color
the apps.
salmon is another thing that I really love. And I realized I have it just like
Mhm.
highlighted colors in my house, like on
Mhm.
one wall here, one wall there. I didn't intend to do that.
Mhm.
But I remember I have two ways to go with the story. But first off, I'm going to go. The first way is that I just recently had my colors done, and I've never done that before.
Mm.
And I'm in autumn.
Okay,
I did not know that.
I don't like. I have no idea. What does that even mean? Explain what having your colors done mean.
What
What
your
is-
skin tone looks best with. It may not be your favorite colors, but what
Mhm.
is best with your skin tone.
Oh,
And your hair color may not even be the best color it could be with your skin tone. Like some people maybe have whatever color they've dyed it this color, and the girl I was talking to, she's like, you tell some people go with more blonde or go with more red or go with whatever it is, and that's going to complement your skin tone a little bit more. And maybe you're better with certain reds that are a blue base as opposed to reds that are more of an orange base, or it's just the things that make you look they just seem to go together a little bit better.
got it.
And now I'm looking at the colors in my house. They're all on the stupid color wheel
Mhm.
that I have. And that made me think back to, do you remember when we were painting the house
Yes.
before this one?
Yes.
And I was
I-
over in that other little home getting ready to sell it, right? We're going to paint
Yeah.
it. And we were doing the faux wall, which, okay,
Right.
that hasn't come back yet. But
No,
we were
it
doing
has
that.
My favorite thing that
Using
came out
the
of
feather dusters.
the faux era. My favorite thing were the name of companies. Faux off, go faux yourself. They were super, and I knew people that own both of those companies.
Right.
Go faux it. I mean, it was just the best.
Right.
Other than that,
We
it's-
did.
it's
You'd have the sponges you'd roll, or you'd
Oh,
roll up
sponges, feather
newspapers.
dusters, like
Yeah.
all the things. Yes.
So you helped me with that, but I picked out the colors that I wanted, and I brought him back, and John was really concerned because you thought I was you thought I was depressed.
Oh, they were. I remember they were dark.
Yeah. I was like,
Emo,
ooh.
yeah, that was your emo decade.
I'm like, could we swap one or two of these out for a different color?
First of all, are you okay?
Right.
Are you
Can we
okay
swap
today?
them out?
Can I leave? Should I stay here?
Let's hide all the knives. Let's hide all the
Do I need to
pencils.
call someone?
But those were my colors. I just didn't understand how to inject
Right.
something a little brighter,
Right.
right?
It was.
So
I'm like,
I'm getting
these
better
would
at
look
that.
great in a cave. but not in your living room.
With a little torchlight.
Yeah.
Right.
Mhm.
And yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
So
Are
yeah.
you a vampire? Like, is there something I need to know? Like, there's something, like, I just can't quite put my face.
Comes home and there's people in a circle and folding chairs in her living room. Just we need to have a conversation with you.
Right.
Little color intervention.
Right.
Us and the Ace Hardware paint guy are gonna have a talk, and we're
Yes.
Enabler.
Yes.
he was an
You're gonna
enabler.
have a no color list, like when she
Mhm.
shows up, like when
Oh.
she start, like you just delete them from your catalog completely.
So it's
Yep.
like you're getting your own brand guide.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is like a brand guide.
It's
It
like a
really
brand
is.
guide. So like
It is
maybe that you get your colors done, then you can consult that if you're looking for furniture or for whatever.
Right.
You can look at that and go.
And then when I'm looking at my living room and I'm seeing the colors that are in the pictures and by the way, since you've been here last, John, I have added some new pieces, I'm just going to say. But anyway, but they all fell within those lines. Everything made sense. And I'm like, this is just crazy.
Because I know for a fact I have personally carried those paintings from different houses that I've helped you move with for a fact. And I might have actually helped you hang those paintings there 10 years ago.
You've hung them twice. You've carried them 3
That's it.
times. I'm just telling you
That's
right
it.
now. And I don't care.
So
But
funny.
anyway, oh my God. Go back to my drag name.
Yes,
As I'm just
Pantone
curious why
Dream.
why was that top of mind for you?
Well, so speaking of which, I was trying to find my my logo for my office now for Watson Carroll, because I kind of had a little thing like you did where I had an old logo when I first started out in 2011. And then when my former partner retired, I was kind of transitioning and adding disability. And I had at the time had added work comp and just was kind of changing everything up to maybe I kept the name the same, but wanted it kind of have a little bit a different identity. And so we had a really beautiful logo, but it was kind of limited what we could do. So when we moved downstairs, I was going to try to take that logo and like kind of take the colors throughout the office. The problem is I essentially had like this, not quite periwinkle. It was like a blue, gray, a white, and a black. And so as I started working through, I was like, oh my God, this is going to be so depressing. Like everything is going to be this, like, just
This looks like Jill's house.
everybody was right. I'm like, this is going to look exactly like Jill's house and this can't happen. And so, but then what happened is I had gone to Lowe's and got these little samples and did little swatches on the wall. And my mom came down. She says, oh my gosh, John, do you know where you're getting all these colors from? And so somebody had given me a bust of a horse with this Native American like headdress, and it had oranges and reds and greens, and it was just really beautiful. And she got it and came back downstairs. She said, this is what's inspiring you. And I changed my logo, like the whole like thing,
I remember that.
the color. But I'm like you. I'm definitely a fall warm. I love, like, blue is my favorite color, but like the colors that I like to surround myself with, or the ones that make me happy, are the ones in fall. The oranges and the yellows, and even like darker greens and browns and like reddish brown, all of that stuff. Like as we head in, like right now, I can feel myself like this is my time of year, and like the sunflowers are blooming, and it's just something about just fall that always just makes like it's my season for sure.
It's crazy. The oranges, you bring that up. All of my outdoor furniture, orange cushions, and the indoor outdoor rugs, they're orange and circles with blues and greens and these, and I'm like, holy crap. It's like I knew what I was doing, but I don't know. I did not intend for that. But
so
it
the
makes sense now.
drag piece is, so in October, a friend of mine, Jody McGill, who owns McGill Law, this is her husband's company, she's doing a fundraiser, and it's going to be drag queen themed, and it's going to be a drag show, but it's not going to be like professional. It's going to be like people from the community. So I'm going to volunteer. And
you've been waiting
so
for this.
Your Pantone Dream. My drag name is Finona Nona, and so I have a whole thing planned. It's gonna be it's gonna be like extra. And so since Pat, you don't have hair, I thought you might want to wear some and see if you might want to join us in our drag queen scenario. And then you inform me that your family comes from a long line of drag queens. And
Well, you were assuming, weren't you, walking into this? You were assuming that Pat has no drag history.
I didn't think he had any drag experience, so I thought,
Pat, you want to
then I
talk about
realized,
this?
oh my
just a
gosh,
second?
he comes
Well,
from
yeah,
a
'cause-
long line of drag queens.
I think it maybe began with my dad. I don't know. My grandpa was in drag out on the fields very much, but I know my dad
Never know.
showed up at my senior year of high school, and it was our like goodbye thing. All this like seniors, we were at like LB's or Farmer Brown's or something like that, and it was like our teachers, all the adult, like the senior class, everybody was there. And my dad shows up in this, like, I think it was like a game show going on or a presentation or something. And he walks in, and I'll have a picture of it here. And this is what he was wearing.
Oh,
yeah,
God.
my dad. And
Oh my
I'll post this. So if you're just listening to the audio, you can see it. My dad with the blonde Dolly Parton wig, enormous rack, black. Was that a pencil dress or whatever?
It's a beautiful little outfit.
Yeah.
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 And
Shoulder
those hairy
pads,
legs
dude.
are black pantyhose.
Black pantyhose. Yeah,
Okay.
black pantyhose. Yeah,
And
I
the
forgot
shoulder
about
pads.
that.
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, that's straight up. He could have walked right onto the set of Dynasty in that outfit.
Yeah. So maybe instead of asking me, you
Go
need to
toe
ask
to toe with Joan Collins.
You
Like,
need to
I
ask
mean,
my
literally,
dad.
like battle royale.
my dad.
Without a doubt.
Yeah, and actually, I have another picture on my phone, but my parents would kill me if I showed it. But my dad at my brother's wedding brought up American flag thong down there, and I have pictures of him standing by a fountain in a thong. It's
Was this the thong that you got as a gift?
Oh no, different one.
Okay. We
No,
won't
this is
talk
a different
about
one.
that right
Yeah,
now.
this is a
Like,
different one. Yeah,
And
and then
does this mean you get to inherit? You come from a long line of thong owners, and it'll be inherited to you, and
Again,
you will stand by
American flag
fountain,
thongs.
and
Yeah.
then later you'll bequeath it to Bennett, and Bennett will be standing next to a fountain
We should
in
do
the
that.
we need the
this
generational
sacred thong that's passed from generation to generation,
Ew.
made with the extra fabric of Betsy Ross.
All these pictures are with my dad. So
Oh my God.
and then I remember when you said that, I'm like, oh my gosh, when I was 13 and my bowling league, I dressed up as a girl for Halloween. Like, I don't even remember why, if I got convinced to do it or if I just wanted to, but I dressed up as a girl.
Right.
And I still bowled lights out.
In heels? Or,
I think I had a wedge, but then
Probably
I
wedgies.
took it off for the shoes.
You
Based
wore a
on the-
wedge. I wear a
based on
flat.
the
You wore a
thing.
flat.
It would be a wedge or a flat at that time. I would think that would make more sense.
Yeah.
First time I ever did drag, my mom and my sister did my hair and makeup, and it literally looked like my sister's twin.
Oh my God.
It was crazy. I was in my early 20s and
Awesome.
went to a Halloween thing, was with a group of people. I just assumed everybody knew it was me, and was sitting next to like somebody to my left and right, and someone was like, "Where's John?" Where's John? And I realized nobody knew it was me. I think they just thought I was some chick that showed up. And I turned and like tapped on the person and said, "Hello."
Well, am I gonna have, if I did this, if I could do it, we'll talk about it afterwards and get to dates and stuff. Would I have to learn to like dance and sing and like
Yeah,
what
you
would
just have
be?
to come. Yeah, you have to come up with a.
Can you do a lip sync?
A routine. Yeah, it's lip sync. You have to do a routine, or if you have a special talent, you could. It
could
could be
do
like
some
an
Keith
AGT
Swizzle,
kind
right?
of thing.
He
What's
could do
that?
some Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I'm trying to think of.
Do you know magic? You could do like a magic trick and drag, and
I don't. I could learn a magic trick.
yeah.
I
That's
mean,
an insult to magicians everywhere. Stop it.
I don't know what I could do, but I could think of something if I could. Yeah, if I
Okay.
can do it, I do it. I think it'd be fun.
Maybe
I
you
need
do
to-
it with your dad, and you guys could be like the Judds.
My God.
Oh yeah, wasn't that like a
Yes.
scene in Magic Mike or something, or was that a different? Where a father son, or maybe it was two brothers? I don't remember.
I don't know,
Magic.
but I think you two as the Judds would be awesome.
I'm not even gonna ask my dad because my dad will do it.
I'm gonna get a hold of your dad. I'm gonna find
He's-
that man.
He's texting him right now. He's
That's it. You go. And you know what? He's got that special outfit packed away, ready to like come straight. You know what he looks like is one of the extras from the movie Witches with Angelica Houston.
I was thinking of Melanie Griffith. What was the one she was in with? What was the movie
Working
she
Girl?
was in with? Yes,
Yeah.
that's
Or a
kind
little
of
9 to 5. It kind of has a little bit of a 9 to 5 kind of vibe.
Yeah, I like
Yeah.
how he chose like he's a size what, double D? Like he just went for it. He leaned
Oh, he
all in
did.
on the boobs.
I mean, he had the like yellow power suit on. Like
that was awesome.
Yeah, he did. He did.
Yeah.
Interesting, John, that you mentioned Joan Collins.
Our
in the
Dynasty
reference.
girl.
Yeah, because she's in the headlines.
Yeah.
This came out yesterday, and
What
she
is
is fine. I'm gonna say
Don't
first.
you hate that? Like all of a sudden you'll
Yes.
like I turn on my Twitter because I do read the news, just get little sound bites real quick, see what's trending. It's kind of
Yeah.
like my morning routine. And then invariably some older actor, actress, somebody, writer, author, whatever. And then all of a sudden they'll put, and I'm like, oh my God, did they die? And then
Mhm.
you'll just find out that somehow they ended up in
Yeah.
somebody's tweet and started to trend for some random, nobody knows reason.
Yeah, and it doesn't take much for it to trend.
Mm-mm.
But she showed up because she's 89, as a matter of fact, and she looks amazing. As a matter of
Mhm.
fact, Pat, I'm going to send this over to you. I don't know if you can share any of this or not.
I could
But
try.
the reason why there was a picture of her. Where'd it go? Let me go back to the chat. Let me drop this in here real quick for you, and you can take a look. Is because she's in a wig. A blonde wig at 89. And I'm thinking this is pretty recent because there's a picture of her from this summer as you scroll through the article that she's out on a boat somewhere in the, I don't know, Caribbean or something like that. Where is she at? Saint-Tropez. And anyway, and she looks amazing, but she's going to be on American Horror Story.
No
And
way.
so they said that in the headline, she says, Joan Collins dons a blonde wig as she ditches her brunette locks while transforming into her American Horror Story character. I'm excited.
Oh, she looks great.
Isn't that crazy? Yeah. So
That's her.
I was excited to see that because she's somebody that she's always amazing. She's just always amazing.
And
so
she, whatever work she got done, whatever that is, it looks great. I mean, she still looks
does.
age
Appropriate,
appropriate. She just
right?
looks like
Mhm.
she just looks fresh.
Exactly. She doesn't look like she's trying to be 40.
Right.
She's 89, but she looks
Right.
so put together and just looks so nice.
She looks
I'm
great in
excited to see it.
that wig. It's kind of like a blondish kind of
Silver.
gray. Yeah, silver. She looks amazing. She looks so great. Look at her.
Yeah.
But I
I'm
love is
excited.
they didn't like airbrush her to death. You can see, like what she's supposed to look like. Good for her.
Agree. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah, I was excited. That's kind of funny because I had that story pulled and then you made that Dynasty reference. And I'm like, oh, hold on. I have something that we need to talk about. I'm like, I have something we need to
I've got
talk
this.
about. I got this thing. Another headline that's out there right now too is that this is the weekend of the Come See Us wedding for J-Lo and Ben. They already did the official wedding.
Mhm.
But they're getting married at his plantation, which is, or estate, whatever you want to call it. I think it's in
Yeah.
Georgia, right?
Yeah.
It's like 8,000 acres or something
State
ridiculous.
would
I don't know.
probably be the appropriate word.
It is crazy and it's a beautiful place. But yeah, that big wedding's going on this weekend. They had some pictures of them.
Did you say in
strolling around.
Florida?
What's that?
What state?
I think it's in Georgia.
I think it is in Georgia.
Okay.
Let me look here. Yeah, it's in Georgia because they had some pictures of her mom is there, his mom is there, and they were with all the kids. And
It's like a whole weekend. It was like a Friday thing, and then Saturday's the wedding, and then Sunday they have a barbecue and whatever.
Listen to
Whole
you.
deal. I just heard it this morning. That's why and 3 of the 5 podcasts that I produce here, they all talked about it. So I'm like, I'm an expert.
Do you have any behind the scenes stuff?
Huh?
Do you have any behind the scenes stuff?
No.
Okay, never mind.
do
You
not.
didn't pay attention. I will say though, one thing, that house, he was going to sell that house at one point, and then he decided not to, like 10, 12 years ago. And he bought that house when they were together, I believe. And you know what it reminds me of? The Notebook. Remember The Notebook? He bought that house and he rebuilt it because he knew if he finished that house that he would get her, Allie, I think was her name,
Right,
Noah and
yeah.
Allie.
He remodeled it. Yeah.
Yes. And then she saw the story in the paper or on the news or something about him and him rebuilding that house, and she fainted because she was getting ready to marry that other dude. And I was just like, oh my God, this is just like The Notebook. This is crazy. That's awesome. So very cool. So I thought that was pretty neat.
I'm not ashamed to say that I love The Notebook.
Oh my God.
Are you kidding me? The Notebook's incredible.
Who played? It was James Garner, and who was the mom?
Jenna Rowland.
Yes. Okay. Now, if you look up her, and
Uh-huh.
then Pat and I got in this conversation once, and he was like, "What are you talking about?" But she, and then there's a couple other actresses that are very similar, but there's all these ties between all these old school actors, and then it loops in some newer actors every once in a while into some of these stories. But if you see a movie that has her in it, James Garner in it, regardless of when it came out, and especially the newer ones. It's looping in some of those old or some of the newer actors, and they're always good stories because they don't work in bad shit. They they don't
right.
have to. They're only in good movies.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it was Hope Floats. That was another one.
Yeah,
right?
she played the mom, didn't she?
Yes.
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 Yeah.
But there's several of those movies that are kind of those feel good with great actors that you love watching. They just got great stories. So
You know, and speaking of which, there's you know, as you kind of go through film and all of a sudden you just realize, I haven't seen so and so in anything, and then they just realize that they just kind of like disappeared. The one for me that disappeared that I feel like, I wish I would have known you were just gonna like is Gene Hackman. He just all of a sudden he just disappeared. But I think the last big movie he was in was it The Runaway Jury? Something with the jury.
Oh, that
He was
was
a jury consult. He was, I think it was a John Grisham. He was a,
Yeah.
I think it was Runaway Jury.
I'm gonna look here real quick because I think you might be right because that's a good movie.
Yeah. Yeah, it was so good, especially being a lawyer, and it's one of those
2003.
films. Yeah, is
He was
it
in
Runaway
Welcome to-
Jury?
His last one was Welcome to Mooseport, and that's hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I wish people
And
would tell us that they're going to be, unless it's like a medical thing and they just have to stop for
Yeah.
whatever reason, but just let
Right.
us know like, hey, I'm taking a pause. I'm taking a beat. So we're not out there, you know, like you said, you just 5 years, 10 years later, like, oh my gosh, I haven't
Yeah.
seen them forever.
That was in 2004. Mooseport
Yeah.
came out in 2004, and The Runaway Jury came around in 2003.
yeah. And then after that, he just kind
He's
of
gone, but he's still out there.
Yeah.
I did see some pictures of him recently. He's 92 now. And him and James Caan, that was another one that,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
it was just like, I love him in everything he's in. And that just kind of went away, and you don't hear about them. And then all of a sudden they pop in your head and you're like, wait a minute,
Right.
where's he at? What is he doing? And James Caan with Gene Hackman was always great, but James Caan just passed away at the beginning of July.
Yeah, he did. He just
Um,
he just passed. But yeah,
Wow.
that if you've never seen Runaway, we started watching a bunch of movies like in the late 90s and then like kind of early aughts. And
Isn't it great? We're in the aughts. We lived through the aughts, guys. Not everybody got.
good.
I remember when my grandma always she would throw words out like, she says, well, I believe that was in, what was it, aught 9, aught 8? You know,
Oh my
she was born
gosh.
in aught 6, so God help us. But yeah, now there are other people that are born in aught 6. So there you go.
With our younger nieces and nephews, we've been introducing them like to movies from the 90s because there's some really good ones that are out there. I mean, all of like Julia Roberts, you know, like pretty much all of them. If you've never seen Sleeping with the Enemy, to me that is such a sneaky good film.
Oh my gosh. So good.
I mean, so good. I mean, just and then
I think every time I don't
Pelican
hear it very
Brief. I
often,
love the Pelican Brief.
Brown-Eyed
yeah.
Girl. Every time I hear Brown Eyed Girl, I think of Sleeping with the Enemy. The song Brown Eyed Girl, and I don't hear it often, but when I do, it's like, oh, that song is just synonymous with that movie for me.
I mean, you go back to, when was it? Mystic Pizza was what, the early 90s?
Yeah, that was our first big one.
Right. That was the first one. And then I think, okay, here we go. Mystic Pizza, Steel Magnolias, Pretty Woman, Flatliners, Sleeping with the Enemy was in 91.
Yeah.
Dying Young, that was a great one.
Yeah.
Yep.
The Pelican Brief was in 93. Great movie.
Yeah.
Something to Talk About. Then she was in Everyone Says I Love You, My Best Friend's Wedding.
Yeah, Best Friend's
97.
Wedding. Yeah.
There was one that just recently, Stepmom was another good one. Notting Hill.
Notting Hill's
Runaway,
great.
right? Runaway Bride. I just saw today, Aaron Brockovich. That was in 2000.
Uh-huh.
I saw it it's on Netflix, I think, right now.
Yeah.
Ocean's 11. And that's just getting into 2001. And then
Yeah.
you know, all these others I'm sure people know, but there were so many good ones in the 90s. She had some
Oh my
great ones.
gosh. And Notting Hill is to this day is my hands down favorite rom-com.
Without a doubt.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's I mean, I probably have watched that thing 25 times. I
Oh,
probably
yeah.
know all the lines, all the words. The casting and their chemistry was just perfect. He was perfect, you know, and even all the supporting. And if you look, all the supporting characters in there are actually big time actors now. Hugh Bonneville is
Go
in
back
there.
and look real quick.
He plays Lord Grantham in the whole Downton Abbey thing. He plays like
Oh
the
my
brother.
God, does he really?
Yes.
I
Yeah.
didn't know that. Here we go.
There's
Notting
the
Hill.
actress that's in the wheelchair. I can't remember what her name is, but she's gone on to be a huge English actress and will cross over, doing character type stuff. There's a whole bunch of people that are in
That's
that.
okay. I'm going to say right there, that's one of the fun parts of going back like to movies in the 80s or 90s
Yeah.
and seeing all these young, fresh faces
Right.
that are now the standard. These are the old school, the old guard now.
Right. Yeah.
And seeing in some of their earlier parts. And then like you said, when you see a movie that had 6 or 7 characters that all ended up making it.
Big time. Like, with really great careers.
What was
It's
that?
always fun.
Patrick Swayze
Roadhouse.
Roadhouse. Was
They're
that was
making-
it Roadhouse? And
they're
then
rebooting Roadhouse.
And Point Break.
Point Break was great.
they should not reboot anything that Patrick Swayze did.
But it's not gonna. Somebody said that this week too when I was this thing that I was listening to, and they are gonna. It's not gonna be the exact same scenario, but it's with Conor, the UFC fighter. I can't.
Oh,
think of his name.
McGregor.
Yeah, Conor McGregor. He's gonna be
Really?
playing that same character going through a small town, becoming a bouncer at a club or whatever. But it's going to be loosely based on Bodyguard.
Okay, so I
Huh.
just got a notification. Hold on. Is today Patrick Swayze's birthday?
Is it really?
Did your phone just notify you of that?
I just got because it says the headline is Patrick Swayze's widow honors him on his birthday. He's with me every day.
Well, that's super weird. If you
It
got the
is.
notification right now when we just
I
mentioned,
did. I
Holy
did.
cow.
And it says she's reflecting her late husband's legacy ahead of the 35th anniversary of Dirty Dancing this Sunday. So,
Wow.
in honor of his birthday yesterday.
Yesterday.
he's-
Okay.
Oh my God! So Johnny Castle, Jennifer Grey, right in
Wow.
Francis, his baby. He died in 2007 at the
Yeah.
age of 57.
Huh.
Wow, that's weird.
Wow. That's how old
Super
I am
weird.
now. That's crazy.
Isn't that crazy? But yeah,
Yeah.
his birthday was just yesterday.
Wow.
Oh,
Speaking 90s movies, but probably my all-time one that I've watched over is Ghost. I probably have seen Ghost
Yeah.
50 times.
yes.
And I know all of Oda
Of
Mae
it.
Brown's lines, every single
All
one
of
of
it.
them.
Yeah, it is all. It's,
it's a
it's
great
just a
movie.
great
I
movie.
mean,
Another great
We
one.
just
Oh my
randomly will throw out Ghost lines. Like,
God.
hair. I mean, just like, I'll go get a haircut and Chad will just go, "Oh, baby, what did you do to your hair? It's autumn surprise," or whatever, autumn sunset, whatever she gets. Like, oh my God, Sam Wheat.
Oh my God.
Sam Wheat, like, God,
all
what a
great
great
stuff.
movie.
So my God.
Stephanie posted a comment about Notting Hill saying when the crazy vegans, the carrots have been murdered. She was like, can't even. Yeah.
Yes. Right.
Donnie Darko, Swayze movie.
Yes. And wait,
Mhm.
Donnie Darko, wasn't that one of the movies that Anne Heche was in?
Hold on. Oh gosh.
No, Donnie Brasco. Brasco, that's the one she was in.
Okay, I was
Donnie
going to say,
Brasco.
whoa, that would be too much for me.
Yeah.
Donnie
yeah.
Darko was
Yeah, I remember Donnie
Jake
Darko.
Gyllenhaal, Drew Barrymore, Maggie Gyllenhaal, Seth Rogen,
Yeah.
Gina Malone was in that.
Yeah.
That was the blonde that was in that. So, oh my God, guys, time's flown by once
Gee.
again.
Keep
Here
your
we
comments
are.
rolling about 90s movies because there's a lot that I'm sure we obviously don't remember, and throw in there your comments on them on our Facebook, and you can do it on YouTube too. We're-
Yeah, love to hear.
You know
what
that
did.
drive-in, they need to like have like a weekend where they just do like 90s movies. They would have so many people
all the
show
all the
up.
old farts would show up.
Yeah.
I mean, like, or even like some of the great 80s, Fatal Attraction. I mean, give me a break.
Yeah.
I mean,
That would be fun
oh,
to do something like that. I
I
wish
won't
that
be
like,
ignored,
some of
Dan.
the-
Dang it, that's the title. It was going to be Pantor whatever dream.
No, I like that. I won't
Pantone
be
Dream.
ignored.
I
I
will
will
not,
not
be ignored, Dan.
I will not be ignored, Dan.
Oh, poor bunny rabbits. I can never look at the bunny rabbits in the yard now. I'm like, oh,
Oh, poor guys.
Protect them.
Oh.
That's it. Johnny, have a great weekend. How you?
You
What do you got? Anything
too.
big planned?
no, we have a trial starting a week from Monday, really, really big one. So I'll just be doing trial prep, getting ready for that.
Okay.
I'll be making some peach jam this weekend. My
Next weekend.
peaches are-
Next Friday,
yes.
we want to talk. Mark this down. We're going to talk about the John Anna Nicole connection.
Oh, Yes. Oh my gosh. So many connections. Oh my gosh. Yeah. And then
Okay.
I'll be not this Sunday, but what is it? Sunday the 22nd. They'll be drawing for the 3 spots for the Hurrdat fantasy
Yeah.
football team.
Yep.
Yes.
So if you
We'll
make a
get that
donation,
too.
you get a ticket. And so I made my donation.
Oh my God, we just lost you.
Uh-oh. We lost you. Yeah,
Did you lose me?
I'll put links and everything in the description here for not only that, but also Hale Varsity Club and like the Husker pep rally on Friday night, and then also the watch parties and everything this next Saturday too for Husker season, which is already here.
Yeah.
Great, guys.
Can you
Thanks so
believe
much,
it?
guys.
That's awesome.
Hi, Jeff. Thanks, Stephanie, Nikki, Tara, Christina, all you guys. Thanks so much.
Keep
Appreciate
the
you
comments
jumping in.
rolling. We
Yep.
appreciate
Oh,
you
and
guys.
then next week, remind me, I have to talk to you about the article in the Irish Times that they wrote about Nebraska
yeah.
going to Dublin.
Let's
Okay.
do it. That'll be appropriate heading into that weekend.
Yes.
Okay, we will
So do
remind
not let
you.
me forget.
Okay.
Okay.
Perfect, guys.
Thank you guys for watching, listening. It's Pat and JT, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Have a great one.
Pat and JT Podcast, a Hurrdat Media Production.